The News Day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. 74 people have died in Bohol due to Typhoon Odette, and LGUs continue to ask for help as almost all of the towns in the province experienced the wrath of the typhoon. Jenny Dongon with the story.
One of the most powerful typhoons on record. This is how the residents of Bohol describe Typhoon Odette. The provincial government has recorded 74 deaths due to this tropical cyclone so far. Communication lines are still down, and according to the Bohol PD-RMO, 43 out of 48 towns have been heavily affected by the typhoon. Over in the town of Ubay, 100% of the houses were damaged, 80% of which were totally destroyed. In the coastal area, where the 3-meter storm surge was experienced, 200 houses were wiped away. When Aling Lolita saw our team, she immediately asked for help. Her house was completely damaged and only the concrete floor remained. Her family had been awaiting help for the last 3 days. That's why she turned emotional as she narrated her experience with the typhoon.
Ang hirap namin, wala kaming mabihisan. Wala kaming damit. Ito, mga 3 araw na sa katawan ko, wala pa kaming mabihisan. Wala kaming mga banig, lahat ng mga gamit namin, wala na.
Saan po kayo natutulog, ma'am?
Ito. Diyan na lang sila natutulog. Sabi ng anak ko na sobra ng lamig. Sabi ko, tis tayo. Wala na.
Paano yung pag umulan? Saan kayo tutuloy?
Tatrapala lang siguro. Sana maawa lang ang Panginoon, hindi mo na sana umulan.
Meanwhile, Aling Connie suffered various wounds during the onslaught. They weren't able to evacuate immediately and instead went to the roof to evade the storm surge.
Muntik na talaga akong bumigay, ma'am. Sabi ko, Lord, huwag mo naman sana akong kunin kasi hindi ko pa kaya. Hindi ko pa nagampanan lahat ng tungkulin ko bilang isang ina. Tapos, yung nasa isip ko talaga itong bunso namin, 8 years old pa lang po kasi siya ang bata pa. Ayoko pa siya mamatay.
Ubay Mayor Constantino Reyes said they prepared for the storm's onslaught but they did not expect such strength.
Paghandaan natin kaya ganun lang ang nangyari kasi mayroong storm surge dito. So kung hindi natin napakindaan 'yon, sigurado marami talagang casualties. So 3 nalunod at saka 8 yung natabunan sa mga bahay-bahay.
Because of the damage, Mayor Reyes said it might take months to completely restore the power supply in town. Almost all trees and electric posts were turned down, while several cars were overturned. They are now pleading for help, especially for clothes, food, water, and medicine. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, we are One News.
Time now for some weather updates. The northeast monsoon prevails over parts of Luzon, particularly in the Ilocos region and the Cordilleras. The shear line is bringing cloudy skies and scattered rain showers over the eastern section of northern and central Luzon. But the weather will generally be fair for the rest of the country, including here in Metro Manila, although isolated rain showers may occur due to localized thunderstorms. Meanwhile, Typhoon Rai, formerly known as Typhoon Odette, was last spotted about 690 kilometers north-northwest of Pagasa Island. It continues to head north at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. The government's vaccination day drive is set to resume this week as the weather improves in those areas badly hit by Typhoon Odette. NTF COVID-19 medical consultant Maria Paz Corrales urged those who are able and qualified to get vaccinated as soon as possible. Corrales also personally vouched for the safety and effectiveness of AstraZeneca vaccines, as over 660,000 more doses arrived in the country earlier. Corrales said she herself received the AstraZeneca shots.
Magpapatuloy pa rin po ang pagbabakuna kahit po may mga lugar na po silang nasalanta ng bagyo. Pero gaya po na sinabi ko rin kanina, priority rin po ang safety ng ating mga kababayan sa mga lugar na nasalanta. Yun lang po, para ho tayo ay maging Merry Christmas, magpabakuna ho tayong lahat.
We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Cebu Province, one of the areas heavily battered by Typhoon Odette, has received assistance from both the government and some presidential candidates over the weekend. But local officials are calling for more help, especially as power and telco services have yet to be restored in some affected areas. Here's the story.
Roofs stripped off homes, walls peeled off establishments, and trees, including mangroves, uprooted. These are what our team witnessed when we joined the aerial survey conducted by Team Pacquiao over Cebu on Sunday. Prior to this inspection, help in the form of more than 31 metric tons of relief goods from the presidential bull has already arrived in the province. Team Pacquiao also vowed to provide generator sets in areas that have lost power supply.
Devastating eh. Ang dami tayong nakitang walang mga bahay na walang bubong, maraming din yung mga bahay na wala na, at sana matulungan kaagad natin ng immediate na tulong dahil alam naman natin magpapasko.
Here in Lapu-Lapu City, residents flocked to City Hall just to charge their gadgets in the city government's gensets. The LGU says that although they can still make use of what little resources they have, the city is going to need more help very, very soon.
We give them relief good, but it's not enough. It's not enough. No, our resources are very limited in terms of the relief goods. So we ask the national government through DSWD if they can send us food packs to help our people.
On Saturday, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno surprised Cebu City residents with cash aid, vitamins for seniors and children, and even supplies of molnupiravir, which is being used as treatment for those with COVID-19.
Tayo mga Pilipino, at the end of the day, ang magkaiba lang naman sa atin, dialect eh. But we have to help each other.
Cebu City says it wholeheartedly accepts any form of help for its residents, but they have a plea for those who do offer assistance.
Kaya yung tulong, sinasabi ko, huwag nyo i-diretso sa City Hall. No. Kasi pag diretso mo sa City Hall, ano mangyayari? Pupunta pa doon. So, kung relief at your doorstep, hindi yung relief received by City Hall, keep by City Hall, baka mangyayari, nawawala, whatever, mayroon pang accountability. Ang worst, hindi nabibigay, nararatin lang.
It can be recalled in past calamities how some relief goods were spoiled as they were not distributed ASAP due to red tape. Sangguniang Panglungsod has realigned 1 billion pesos in funds for the province's recovery. But really, the problem here, as well as in other places that sustained damage from the typhoon, is it's so hard to make a call or even just send messages. Even President Duterte and Vice President Leni Robredo experience for themselves how tough telco signals were in the places affected by Typhoon Odette. Their teams are only able to post updates on social media long after they've left affected areas. VP Robredo said she's now assessing how best to help those affected by the inundation. This on top of her already personally distributing goods and assistance in affected communities. President Duterte, on the other hand, issued orders to quickly bring back power and communication signals in the affected areas.
Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. Some COVID-19 vaccines were wasted after Odette caused power outages in Visayas and Mindanao. Bus terminals in Metro Manila are now starting to get busy as more people return to their provinces for the holidays. And this year's Metro Manila Film Festival brings its annual Parade of Stars to Pasig River. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us later at 10:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.